Hey there, it's Dave D from DaveD.com, where we help small business owners, specifically professional services providers, get better leads and more clients. Well, today I'm going to share with you, we're going to take a little break from the series that I've been doing because I want to share with you some really dynamite information about how you can keep your webinar viewers engaged regardless of what the webinar is that you are doing. So even if you're doing a webinar where you're just trying to book appointments or consultations, the strategy still holds. Because you see, it's not enough to get people on your webinar. You got to keep them engaged throughout the process. If you don't keep them engaged, you can't close them. So little story here. My wife comes down today, Karen, who's also the president of the company. She's the one that actually makes the business run, behind the scenes person. And she says, I just took a master class on cooking, on knife skills, and I want to buy the entire online program about how to cook. Now, this is something because Karen's a very talented person, not great in the kitchen, So I'm kind of excited about this, right? It's like a $400 or something course. And she's been on a lot of webinars and she hasn't bought anything. And so I was wondering, well, why was she so engaged? And she says, well, you know what? I was watching it and there was a thing that I printed and I downloaded and I filled it out and I kept filling it out as we were going along. See, this is one of the things that even I've gotten lazy about, but it's one of the things that you can do to really increase the results that you get from your webinars. And that is having a handout that people fill in. The beauty of it is, number one, if they print it out and they put it on their desk, it acts as a reminder. So you get a higher show up rate. The second thing is if it's constructed properly, when people go through it, it creates what's called an open loop in their mind because there's blank spaces. There's things that are filled out, not filled in, right, that they need to fill in. So they have to complete it. Also, when they get on the actual webinar, it keeps them engaged throughout the entire process because they want to fill it out. In addition to all of that, it allows you to do something called compliance. So when I'm speaking on stage in front of a live audience, I get them to do things. I get them to raise their hand, to say things out loud, so on and so forth. Well, one of the ways that we can duplicate that is with a handout. So we can help people write this down, circle this, draw this, right? And so we get compliance. And the more that we can get our audience to do what we want them to do, when we want them to do it, the more them will buy at the end when we ask them to buy. So think about creating a handout, a worksheet that someone can fill in during your webinar, that they download and that they print out before you actually do it. By the way, right now, webinars are working better than ever. I'm looking a little rough here. That's because I've been doing so much work with my private clients, doing webinars with them. In fact, just yesterday, we did a webinar with a private client, and in 1 hour, we sold $80,000 worth of a product to business owners in a business where, well, quite frankly, they're not getting any business right now. So if you follow the proper structure, they absolutely work, whether you're selling a product or whether you're selling a service or whether you're using it to get people to book a consultation with you. One of the keys is the handout. Now, if you want to know how to completely structure a webinar or a live online event that will produce sales for you, then go to DaveD.com. And if you opt into my daily D-mail newsletter, I also give you a report which shows you specifically how to do it in great detail. So, hey, thanks for watching this, and I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow.